Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, the writing's been on the wall for a little bit now that Gamergate is coming back with a vengeance, and sure enough, as I open Twitter this morning, I see it in my trending tab, Gamergate 2, which is pretty funny for me because last night I got into a bit of a back and forth with two people on this site about one of the major players involved in this Gamergate 2 hubbub. They call themselves Sweet Baby Inc. They're a consultant firm for writers in the game industry, and depending on who you get your video game news from, your dork news from, I've seen a lot of people reporting them as this sort of nefarious force, this puppet master that's pulling the strings for these developers to force their politics and woke ideals onto these, you gotta work with us or we're gonna cancel you sort of deal. There's the interview going around where the lady said they're trying to, force people into like lead development positions for these companies, that they're like messing with marketing companies and bothering them to get their message out. And to start off, I should say, duh. Like, why wouldn't they bother the marketing departments of these video game development companies? They're a consultant firm for video games. How else are people going to know about them? Probably could have worded it better, but lofty goals that you have for yourself. You want to get your people hired into places, more power to you. Don't think it's going to happen, but more power to you. If you don't know what a consultant firm does, don't feel bad because most of us are never going to deal with these people in our lives. We work normal jobs, 9 to 5s with bosses and stuff like that. They might deal with consultant firms, but we're just working the registers and the keyboards, right? So, to give you an idea, hypothetical, to work this out for you, let's say you're writing a story, right? You're making your own video game. And the narrative that you're writing, of course, it's going to come from your life. Because what else do you know? It's your lived experiences that you're putting into this. I think all of us as consumers, that's the kind of stories we like, right? They feel the most genuine. They make us feel the most for the writer because it's genuine. I don't know how else to put it. But you're writing this story, you got your persona character that you've put into here. It's all in first person perspective. It's I, me, my. You are experiencing this fantasy world that you're making. And of course, there's other characters in this world, right? You're not experiencing this in a vacuum. There's people for your character to interact with. And I'm assuming these characters will be based off of people in your life. Your friends, family members, coworkers, mentors, whoever it could be. All of these people that you know are being influenced by the characters that you're writing. But therein lies the problem, right? You know your life and your experiences, so you can write your own thoughts out. But let's say you find a diary for one of these people in this world. How would you know what's in it? As a writer, at this point, you have two choices. You can wing it, make your best guess. It doesn't really matter if it's accurate or not because it's your story, right? You don't need it to be 100% true to fact because you're the writer. And that's fine, Should stress that right now. Nobody's telling you to ask for help in anything in life. You can do it all on your own, right? But there is the option to ask. If you don't know for sure what this person might be thinking or what they might have experienced or anything like that, you ask the person who you base it off of. Hey, what would you do in this situation? Hypothetically, what would you do right here? And then you take that advice from them. Maybe you put it in your story. Maybe you don't. Who's to say? It's up to you as the writer whether you take that advice or not. That's what a consultant firm does. Sweet Baby Inc., they get hired by these people to review scripts, and then they offer feedback on what these characters might do or might not do. Let's say I made a consultant firm for people, if you write a character in your story who's a 32-year-old bespeckled white man with a big beard who posts memes all day, call me up, Terminal's consultant firm, and I'll let you know if it's accurate and true to life. And so let's say someone hires me. I give them my feedback on their character, Oh, I wouldn't own dogs. I have 2 cats. You should have them own cats. Now, when they write their story, when it gets published, when the game comes out, who knows whether they took my advice or not? I'd imagine they would hope they get good advice from me. And I would give them the best I have because I want to get hired by more people, right? They're not going to spread my good word unless I give them a good product. They're not going to make a lot of money unless they make a good product. All of this revolves around money. That's the main driver here. That seems to be my confusion with how they're nefarious. How could you think they're trying to push away consumers when their livelihood depends on you buying the game? Do you understand the hypocrisy right there? Like the latent contradiction? If you truly believe they're trying to destroy the games industry, then they're going to be out of jobs. How does that work for them? As a consultant firm, they want to make the highest quality product for their writer. The writer wants to make the highest quality product for their developer. The developer wants to make the highest quality product for you because all of them want your money. You can spend it however you want, but there isn't any nefarious sort of conspiracy going on to ruin video games. These are just writers who want to make sure their stories are as true to life as possible. Now, whether you choose to spend your money with them or not is a whole nother thing. I'm not going to take a stance on this whole, Steam board. People are saying that's a, targeted harassment or something like that. Dorks are going to be dorks. It's not that the page exists, it's what the people are commenting on it. So that's a perspective that I realize a lot of dork channels aren't taking, but that's for another video. This is already reaching my upper limit, so sure, we'll talk about this again another time, but until then, just know that consultant firms are only there to consult. They're not there to force anything. And yeah, I guess until the next time we hear about them in the news, y'all try to have a good day.